Good evening, peoples, one and all. Thank you for joining us once again on another edition of Cock Talk, right here on YouTube with my great panel, I must say. Gonna say a big shout goes out to VW. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's well and everyone at home is well as well.
Nice one. Dr. Blake, how we doing, sir?
I'm well, man. Couldn't be better. You get me? Couldn't be better.
Okay. And Stoney, my brother, nice to have you back, man. Nice to have you back, Stoney.
Thank you very much, sir. Just before we start the show, Dr. Blake, I see you have a little top there. Is that Anthony Joshua apparel that you got there?
I think so, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It ain't Spurs.
Okay.
We're going to send a massive shout goes out to Creds. Nice of you to be on, sir. Yeah, it's been a while so you can watch live. That's because you're never in the country, Creds. You know what I mean? He's always somewhere flying about, this guy. I'm telling you.
Guy's got good life,
here, mate. He must put up some serious air miles, man. I'm telling you. Nice time you locked on, Creds. Stoney, would you like to tell us about your new background, please? Very interesting.
Do you know what? Okay, so I know there's a lot of conversation that we have collectively in our WhatsApp group, and regardless of what's happened with Slot, regardless what's happened with our owners and the breaking news with Mo Salah, I think if anything we have to remember 1892 is our club, baby blue and white. So regardless of what's happening now or what happens in the future, we still all got an investment in our club. We're custodians. So 1892, my backdrop is just to say this is all about Liverpool. Regardless of what happens, our club will continue. So that's my backdrop, RT.
Okay. I like that. Big shouts goes out to Mark Foster. Nice of you to join us, sir. What's Chris says he's got to keep that bronze status, try not to get silver. Yeah, man. I see you, bro. I thought you'd have been platinum by now, bro. Trust me. This guy here. But yeah, man, I think it's only right, really, to start with the breaking news. I think we should start with before we get onto that. That Brighton game. Anyway, Mo Salah finally announces that he's leaving, and they've come to an agreement with the club that he's actually leaving on a free. So how are we feeling about that, gentlemen? About the whole situation, about him leaving on a free? What do you make of that?
So I think my personal response, and I guess it just goes to show the petty mindset that I'm in at the moment because of this team. My first thing was, man's going on a free. I was like, nah. Run that back and get some money for my man. My man can't be miscontrolling the ball all season, running into fullbacks and he's peeing off on a free. Nah, bro. Like, I want a quick kind of 25. I thought, okay, calm down, bro. Realistically, the man has been an icon, a legend for the club. So sometimes you got to show a bit of class, I think, and let people leave on their own terms or let them go to a club that they want to go to. So I guess, I interpret this as Mo's not going to Saudi Arabia. And where he might want to go, they're not going to match his wages. So the club showed a bit of class and let him kind of go to a club that can afford him. That's me being adult.
Okay. Vinny, Stoney?
The king is dead. Long live the king. There'll be a new one on the way, mate.
We hope so.
Yeah, Hugo, he's already here. Hugo.
Okay.
Yeah. Joking aside,
he scored tonight as well.
Yeah, I heard, yeah. But yeah, joking aside, I'm not overly disappointed with it. I think he's been an absolutely tremendous servant. The fact that he goes for free, I kind of think we knew something like that would happen from back in December, based on, was it December when he had the fallout with Slot? Mm-hmm. From then, we knew by signing him last year to a new contract, you weren't going to get the kind of money for him if you were going to sell him like they were talking about at the start of last season. when there was talk about him going in January of the last season. So I'm not too disappointed. I think it's an interesting one. His stats and his figures are off the scale, right? We know this. But I don't think he's adored in the way that maybe someone like a Dalglish or a Rush, even a Suarez, is adored by the by the Liverpool faithful. That could just be my perception. I could be completely wrong. But what I will say is this: I think that he's going to be one of those players who's you will feel you will level and measure their greatness by their absence.
Yes,
because we will see the difference. Yeah, once he's gone, I think that's when we'll truly appreciate how great he has been. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, man, I totally get that. Stoney.
Yeah, I know we've spoken on previous shows as well. So we know that the contract that Salah would have had would have been the 2-year extension, right? Sorry. So even with him just doing the 1 year, Liverpool's clearly saved a lot of revenue for the second year, right? It obviously means that wherever Salah wishes to move on to, they get him on a free and they can, negotiate whatever salary that they want to. But we're looking at, in my opinion, a legend, all right? So we're only speaking about Liverpool. He's done a lot of stuff for us and obviously the national team for Egypt, right? So if we think about the Footballer of the Year, 2018, 2022, 2025, right? We're thinking about some of the goals that he's not for us, like 32, 22, 23, 29. He's been in the Player of the Season squad 2 times, Player of the Year. What has he not won for Liverpool? And I think if we think of that alone in terms of 2 premierships, Champions League, all of these other honours, I think sometimes you just have to take a step back and say, look, we're seeing a legend here. And I think if collectively people don't, and I'm just speaking about Liverpool supporters, don't seeing him being a legend, then I think that's a bit disheartening. I've managed to watch him live on numerous occasions, but all these things come to a close. We were able to see, and we've always said, any player that comes to our club, they're there for a project. He's been there for projects, as in plural. Is it 9 seasons he's been with us?
9 seasons.
Yeah.
So 9
yeah,
seasons.
Long time.
Like if you have to think of it, Doctor, if you had Salah in your fantasy manager team, he clocked the game, right? Literally. So I think in all honesty, we already knew that he was on the decline. The fact that he's obviously been able to recognize this and move on to a new project is fine. Look, praise be Salah, man. I think we've all experienced some absolutely wonderful moments with Salah being part of our club. As I said, some of the honours, some of the games. I don't know about you guys. I've broke up enough things in my house celebrating. So I'm just saying, look, praise be, and he's moving on in probably lots of ways, right, RT? And I'm thinking in my own head, it could be that Slot has changed the formation, the tactics. It may be the tactics aren't gearing all through Salah, whatever rationale, whatever reasoning. We just have to be grateful that he's blessed our club, man. And I'm just saying about me, wherever he moves on to, I don't know what he's speaking about the smoke. He's done what he's needed to do. So it's all good, man. Legend. Yeah. In my eyes, I'm just looking at it in my eyes. He will be spoken about in the legend for Liverpool.
So Mark says Salah gave us the number 19 and 20 title, Champions League. Let him go as long as we get in Elise. There's 500k off the books.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Cred says it's right time. Absolute legend. I think it's big of Mo. because he probably thinks he can get bought. So rather than us having him on 400k a week, makes sense. Liverpool legend.
100.
And so the big shout goes out to Amit. Nice of you to join us, Amit. It's all about hit that like, that share, and that subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So yeah, man. I think it's the only right thing to do. To be fair, I'd still like to have got some P for him, considering the wages.
Yeah, because do you know what it is,
Yeah.
It's odd, isn't it? Because he is still an asset of the club.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
And
Exactly what I'm saying.
Any player with only a year left, the club would still expect to get money. I mean, we got £10 million for Trent with like 6 weeks.
Right.
So something's gone on. Something's gone on.
And to think that also chances are we're going to lose Kanate for free.
Something's gone on.
You know what I mean?
But you know what's quite interesting?
There's a lot of things behind the scenes.
Yeah, 100.
It's acrimonious. It's acrimonious.
Because
there's issues.
There's talk that Salah knew that Liverpool wanted to get rid of him at the beginning of this season so they can get him off the wage bill to then get in Gahey and Semenyo. And he said no, he didn't want to go. So there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes as well. So strange that he leaves for me on a free.
So I always thought when Salah signed the 2 years, I always thought personally that he signed the contract in his mind with the understanding I'm doing my 2 years. I'm not signing with 2 years so that you can sell me at the end of the season for one. I never subscribed to that idea that I know a few people had kind of mentioned. I just thought to myself, nah, Salah wants to win. I mean, to break records, win titles, score goals. He's all about his legacy. Salah doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. I didn't think that at all. So I never, bought into the idea that he's going to leave in a year and we were going to sell him. So yeah, something's gone wrong, isn't it? Something's gone wrong.
I personally think it's a breakdown with him and Slot, to be fair.
Has something gone wrong or something gone right? So watch this, right, Doctor? So we knew that Salah had signed the 2-year contract, right? And RT, I understand what you were saying in terms of rationale, right? So if he signed a 2-year contract and there's been a breakdown after the first year, Liverpool will be saving a certain amount of revenue by letting him go on a free. Because, Doctor, I'm kind of like you. I'm thinking, how many players do we consistently let go on free? We're losing money as a club, right? So I'm thinking in my own head. So Salah had a 2-year contract. He's now in the 1 year. How much money are Liverpool now saving by letting him go on the free and not paying him any beer in the second year? I think it's between like 25 and 30 million pounds, which is a lot of money, right? So I'm thinking, have Liverpool done the right thing in terms of money, make him go on a free, him still on as a legend, and we still manage to save a lot of money? Because I'm just speaking about in football terms, between 25 and 30 million pounds, that's still a lot of money. That could be the difference between us, bringing in another player. I'm not too sure who that may be, right? Or being able to make sure we have got enough revenue to make sure we sign Kanate as an example, just as an example. So we're still on the up.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, we are saving money. I guess most people would have been of the belief that Saudi Arabia would have matched Mo's money and probably given us somewhere between, I don't know, 30 and 60 million pounds, for example. So I think, most people would have expected us to be able to have sold him, obviously, whilst, and then also get his money off the wage bill. So I guess, I'm just assuming that he's not going to Saudi Arabia. Personally, I think if he now goes to Saudi Arabia, I'll be super baffled. But I think, as was it BW mentioned about the fallout with Slot, I think, do you know what it was? In that rant that he went on, because like he sent for so many people, but he sent for Slot, and then he also then additionally said there's people at the clubs, and that was separate to Slot. So he's gone. So he sent for Edwards, Hughes, whoever it is, plus Slot. So he sent for too many people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And just like, rude boy, you can't be doing that because you've been dropped for 3 games and you're playing terribly. Like, allow it, innit? Allow it, bro.
But there is talk of
he's got that.
Talk of him going to the MLS.
Yeah, I can see that maybe. I personally think he might go Serie A, Roma.
I think he's going to go MLS.
Yeah.
He's got that Ronaldo mindset, though. You know that, and like we said earlier about legacy. So his 2 years, like you said, Doctor, he believed he was going to do 2 years because he's most probably got optimal levels of fitness. He's most probably got a team behind him and so forth. And he's thinking he can play at that level for the 2 years. Hence the reason why when he then got dropped for those games, you saw the kind of reaction you got. It was very, very emotive. It was very, very direct. And like we said, there's some acrimony in the background. It's best he goes. It really is. And 9 years is a long time. I think because football seasons are so because of how football seasons run, it feels like it's not that long, but it is a long time because we're all old enough to remember John Barnes done 9 years, and his 9 years felt like a lifetime from when he came up. Like he was 12 I think he was 11 when he joined Liverpool, and then I was like 21, 22 when he left. You know what I mean? So I think or 20 when he left, 20 playing 2021. So in terms of your lifespan of growing up, at a certain point, it's a long time. Maybe when you're at the age we're at, it don't feel that long, but it is a long time.
Yeah.
And to be playing at that level and playing at that level consistently that he has for 9 years, it's not surprising that he's having a downturn season, at the levels he's been performing at.
True.
So Mark says, I think it was Slot or Salah. The board was thinking, and Salah drop off helped the decision.
Teacher Bingy would like that, mate.
Yeah, boy.
Fred says he reckons that Salah will say his side once he's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like this one. He's master plan. Hi, Bayern. We give us Salah for free, and you give us Elisa on a cheap. You keep hoping, Mark. Keep hoping, mate. I tell you, I won't mind it myself, but keep hoping, man. Keep hoping. Yeah.
Question. VW mentioned this in I think when he was talking when he was explaining or your views on Salah and that whole idea of not universally loved like maybe other players with, I guess, less achievements than him. Like, do you think that's true? That he's not rated maybe by the LFC fan base. I know the broader football fan base don't rate Mo in the same way, and I kind of understand that, if I'm being honest. And I won't say I agree with it, but I do kind of understand that. But I guess it does get the sense that LFC fans, if I'm thinking about it, a lot of LFC fans in the groups that, not a lot, but a few in groups that I'm in, will be like, yeah, it's time to go. Isn't all that. The system made him. Mane was better. There's a lot of that kind of feedback with Mo. It's interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah, he's underrated. He's underrated for what he's churned out, I think. Yeah.
Why though? Why?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why? What is it?
It's weird, right? As mad as I wouldn't like to think that this is the reason, and I've got no real foundation for it. It's just a hunch. I think personality comes into it, you know. I think, and character. And I'm not saying he's a bad character. I just think because he's maybe somewhat introverted, right? He comes across as somewhat introverted. He doesn't. Yes, he connects with the Liverpool fan base. I think he does. They've got a song for him and so forth. But I can't put it into words, to be fair. But it just,
bro, I know.
I can't put it into words. But he just doesn't connect. He doesn't connect in the same way Suarez did with the Liverpool fan base.
Nah.
Or Torres.
It's true. It's true.
I actually think we're actually spoilt for choice, right? So, yeah, I think we're actually spoilt for choice. So I'll give you an example, right? Torres seemed to I don't know what it was about his characteristics, his gameplay. There was a lot of fans who resonated with him straight away and managed to get some form of connection, right?
Straight off, yeah.
Same thing with Suarez. Suarez seemed to be the person who, if he was playing at grassroots level, I believe Suarez would have played the exact same way. Like he had a hunger and passion for scoring goals that was actually quite frightening sometimes. He almost seemed to be obsessed, which is a wonderful thing, but also quite scary. Salah was almost so watch this, right? Hear me out. Torres was more striker, Suarez was more a striker. Salah forward. So I'm talking about the transition from a striker to a forward. So the attributes that we were seeing Salah presenting to us as a club were completely different. You know, probably similar to like Henry. These forward positions where they're not an out and out word up against centre backs, but they're coming in between fullbacks and centre backs and still getting high stats. In my opinion, there's nothing more Salah could actually have offered us as a player, as playing as Liverpool. I'm just speaking about me as an individual. Nothing more. As a forward, he had striker stats, striker attributes. He would terrorize fullbacks, left midfields, and centre backs. So I'm thinking sometimes, this is me. Am I being actually ungrateful about what I've been able to experience with Salah and only be able to appreciate it once he's finished playing football? You know, when we look back as legends, Ian Rush, Kenny Dalglish, you know, like, you know, Peter Beardsley and XYZ, are we only going to appreciate him more in later years, but should appreciate him now? He was a gunman, you know. Literally, he broke stats.
There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, absolutely not. And the names you mentioned, the interesting thing is the names you mentioned, Beardsley, Dalglish, Rush, and those sort of players, Fowler, they were all beloved in the time that they were playing as much as they are now. I think maybe Salah's a little bit cold in terms of personality.
But then but I don't think is Salah's energy. Okay, I guess it is different to Mane because I feel like
He's right there.
Because I think Mane was loved more than Salah.
Yes.
Why though?
It's the energy, like you said. It's the energy, man.
Yeah. And do you know what?
You meet people and they say they've got a good aura about them. You just feel something from them. I think it goes towards that as well. I'm not saying you've got a bad aura, but I'm saying, like, you know, you just feel that from somebody. You feel that energy. You feel that vibe.
Yeah.
But what more could Salah have done? I think this is me, right?
I don't know.
I may be like thought provoking here, right? So I'm saying in terms of professionalism, Salah was up there, right? In terms of stats, data, he was up there. In terms of gameplay, it's very rarely that Salah, the 9 years duration that he was with us, it was very rarely that he was injured, right? It was very rarely that he didn't play 90 minutes, regardless of what manager he played under. So I'm thinking in my own head, what more could Salah have given within those 9 years? Bearing in mind, right, he occupied that right forward position, in my opinion, at a very high level. Set pieces, penalties, gunman in any positions. I'm thinking, Martin, what more could he have done? Look, there was a period of time.
Pieces, mate.
Penalties, though.
Yeah, penalties, yeah.
So that's what I mean in terms of the set pieces. So I'm not talking in terms of corners or free kicks. What more could Salah have given us in his 9-year tenure at our club?
I don't think he could have given more. I'll be honest. I don't think it's about him. I don't think it's about what he could have done more. I just think it's about if the connection it's not about what his output is. It's just about a connection with the people. I don't know if he. And again, you know, there could be another podcast or another show talking completely opposite to what we're saying. But I just feel that, yes, they sung his name. Yes, he was the Egyptian king. But I don't think that he had the same sort of connection with the people. The Liverpool people, there's a certain character in it. They look for a certain kind of character. There's a certain type of. I think it's a bit about graft, hard work, effort. You know, die for the shirt.
Like a bit of a demon.
I don't know. He done performances. He performed, right? But I don't think necessarily he epitomized the sort of dying for the shirt in the same way that Amane did.
Vinny, watch this. Watch this, right? I'm not putting you on the
But I could be completely wrong.
Vinny, watch this, right? Watch this question that I'm going to pose to the panel and anybody that's tuned into the show, right? So we're aware of the club's song for Salah, right? Anybody on the panel and anybody in the comments, tell me the song for Mane, tell me the song for Littleman, tell me the song for Owen, tell me the song for Robbie Fowler right now. We know what Salah's song is. Tell me the song for any of those other players right now. That's a mic.
Yeah, do you know, Stoney, it's a brilliant point, and I think the point that you're making is an interesting one. He is eulogized, but at the same time, it's weird with Salah. And like you said, I don't think he could have done any more. He has performed. He's wanted to play. He has been fit, available. He has delivered. Literally, he has left all of his talent on the pitch. I have my own theory, and I don't even know if I can express it in the right way, but I will try. I think there's a certain amount of snobbery in the footballing community, and when I say snobbery, I almost mean it from the viewpoint of certain attributes that you would imagine should be valued, I don't think are. So the hard work, the graft, the dedication, the professionalism, the getting the most out of your career. I don't think your average football fan I don't think they appreciate those attributes in the same way they appreciate somebody who they just see as like a baller. In the Messi and Ronaldo debate, prior to Messi just going clear of him with the World Cups and the Copa America and that, one of the things people would always say about the two of them is, yeah, but with Messi, it's just natural, isn't it? And I think
Ronaldo had to work hard.
Players who've had to work hard or who maybe not seen as aesthetically good or as natural ability as other players, I just don't think they don't resonate with people in the same way. And if I'm being honest, Mo technically is inconsistent and has been. He's always delivered and his output's incredible, but Mo could have certain games where for 80 minutes he can't control the football, and then within 10 minutes later he's got a brace and he's got an assist. That was Mo. He wasn't technically perfect throughout the games. And my personal view is I think that side of his game has maybe gone against him in terms of how he's judged a little bit. It's my own personal views. I just don't think people see him as like this natural baller player of high technique, of crazy talent. I think that kind of goes against him.
I'm going to throw something else in there. I'm not trying to get
on something as well that I wanted to touch on as well, because that's how I feel towards him as well. I think that the fans and that picked up on this as well. Salah's very single-minded and he wants to score and that's it. But that's what made him, and it worked in the system that he had. But I think our fans picked up on that he played a lot more for himself than for the club.
Yeah,
that's how it seemed. For him to set records and all that.
That's a good thing as well, though.
Yeah, I'm not
disputing no one's not disputing it. I just think it's
behind it, though.
We're having this conversation for a reason. right? Because and we've been having it for a few minutes for a reason. So there is validation, some point to what we're saying. Whether we think it's right or not is most probably not really what the debate is. The fact that the conversation is happening. I'm going to throw something else in there. I'm really doing my best trying not to get this show stopped or banned, right? Don't worry. What I'm going to say is this. I also think you touched on the word snobbery, Doctor, yeah? I think there is a snobbery also to where this young man comes from, in the region that he comes from, and particularly North African. I think that there is whether we like it or not, I think there is a subconscious bias to the fact that he comes from a relatively new, developed footballing region, if that makes sense. The world has become very much used to the fact that we have black players, yeah, and now we have black players not just from England or the UK, Europe, now black players from West Africa accepted. I think that maybe the North African region is still seen potentially as a newish region in terms of the footballing world, even though we know it's not. But I think that there's still maybe preconceived ideas, and it's hard to connect with him in that way. That's just another view.
Do you know
Yeah.
People, I do know a few LFC fans who, when trying to explain why maybe Mo isn't as loved or he doesn't get the same ratings other players got, they have mentioned that. I guess I'm unsure of that theory, and I probably would say this in the context of, I think about someone like Mahrez. Yeah, Mahrez was Algerian. Yeah. I don't think that went against Mahrez being rated. Like, I think if you said to your average football fan, what's your views on Mahrez? Baller. Now, not saying that he didn't reach the same levels as Salah did, because obviously he didn't really in that same, but I don't think Mahrez being from Algeria stopped people from just, Mahrez, baller. Like, and it was instant. You didn't really hear much against it. It wasn't super, like, he's touched, he's a baller. Like, there was a genuine...
He's not going to be remembered in that same pantheon of great players.
Yeah, because he didn't
as a baller, is he?
Have the same achievement as Mo. But I mean, in terms of, I feel like most people, if you say Mahrez, are gonna say something along those lines. I see, Brett, baller. Like, I think he's loved for his footballing ability. He might not be reach the same status as Mo, or he might not have been as good as Mo or as effective as Mo, however you want to frame it. But I don't think him being from Algeria is a reason why people don't rate him.
No, that's enough. I just gave a personal view. I do, and I still think there is an element of snobbery and bias in wider football context.
I think it's a little bit of everything, but I do think if Mo was Uruguayan, then maybe he is. I do think he probably is rated a little bit higher. But it's weird with him. It's weird.
So Mark says, all I ask from Salah now is please to help beat the Manx at Old Trafford before he goes. One last hit to say goodbye to the United supporters. And furthermore to your question, Stone, Mark responds with the most iconic Robbie Fowler chant is sung to the tune of That's Amore, celebrating his goal scoring prowess. When the ball hits the net, it's fairly safe to bet that it's Fowler. And another popular one he says is that they had a chant, oh Mane, Mane. We say, yeah, oh Mane, Mane. So,
but do you know something about Fowler as well? Even though I don't know his song, his nickname sums up all you need to know about how people thought about him.
Yep.
G-O-D, yeah.
Of course. And he goes on to say the only thing that Salah's missing is the Ballon d'Or.
100%, and that goes back what we collectively have said so far on the show in terms of the full circle. In my opinion, if that is only what's missing from Salah, then he clearly goes down as a legend in my eyes.
Oh,
as Liverpool.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he's achieved everything. So
But yeah, he's top brackets wherever people wanna see it, man. Definitely.
Cred says, because I remember at the time when it's Mane or Salah to stay, I wanted Mane. Would we have won what we won with Mane? Who knows? But no doubt, Salah exceeded expectations.
Yeah, can't deny that.
Who knows?
I was a Mane guy.
So
Same, 100.
Let's just say thank you very much, Mo.
Yeah,
I must say you've given us a bags of entertainment, bags of pleasure, some great memories. I must say, yeah, man. All I can say is wish you all the best.
Do you know what I'd say to anybody as well? Go back and watch Mo in his first season, because he's almost a different player.
Yeah.
It almost feels like we've seen, you know, the trajectory that CR7 went on when it was like skills, and then he became more about just goals. And although Mo breaks the goal scoring record in his first season, there's a lot of his game. He's just bunning, man, isn't it? There's so many games where he is just killing, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, kill. There's a lot more flair and imagination, and just he's some of the goals he scored that I'd even forgotten a few of them. Like there was one against they were the two against it was Everton and Tottenham, when he's on the touchline and against Tottenham, and he cuts in by the touchline and he bends it in top corner, and then I think they then scored the last minute equaliser after he made it 2-1 with like 5 minutes to go. The Everton one where he kills a couple of man. He did that a lot, like killing a couple of man top corner.
Doctor, you're right. He's Salah, and rightly so. I know we were speaking about Mane. Mane's will always be, classified in a very high standards for us. But in terms of Mo, he scored goals where, I'm just speaking about me, I could easily have mashed up big things in my house in celebration. Because I was in celebration. I mean, like, offensively carrying on some very unsavory language and behavior in my house.
Mo was hitting mad levels. Even there was a compilation I saw a few weeks back. It was the year that we won the Champions League, and they were showing Mo's highlights from the game we lost in the Nou Camp. Was it 3-0 we lost? Yeah, was it 3-0, right? And although we lost 3-0, I thought we actually played quite well in that game. But Mo is killing, man. It's nuts. He is killing, man. Like, I'm watching, and it's almost like you forget that he, at one point in time, just had that pure dribbler gonna kill you. Like, and it's almost like that season went so well from a GA perspective. He was just like, right, I can do this. And then maybe it then became too much about GA for him or for the fans moving forward.
Yeah.
But that first season, he was just on, it was straight killing. Give him all the ball, 2 men are gone. It was nuts.
I wonder if there's also, right, maybe we get too much football now.
Yeah, maybe.
To the point that we don't actually acknowledge the brilliance in the same way that we might have done for Henry. Yeah, when Henry scored those goals against Liverpool or against Spurs, he was going past pure man. Or when Bergkamp got those goals against that goal against Newcastle, you know what I mean? Or the goal he got for Argentina against, for Holland against Argentina. That we get so much football now that we maybe underappreciate some of those skill levels. Do you remember that goal he scored at Anfield against Man City when he come down the right? Mad.
Of course. Come on.
Mad.
Come on.
And this is the thing that I think we are going to appreciate his presence when he's not here in his absence.
Thank you, Vinny. And
even I must admit I'm going to most probably that's what I'm going to be. I started off with saying the king is dead, long live the king, innit? You get Ekatike. I've already moved on. Yeah. But if things don't go the way I would like to see it going, we're going to be like, what? Do you remember that Salah? When we had Salah? My God. And then we're going to look at his stats and be like, look at what he was doing. We're most probably overexposed now. We're overexposed to stats. We're overexposed to too much football. When I'm not saying too much football, you can never not have too much football, but oversaturated market. means that we're watering down people's efforts and brilliance, if that makes sense.
Vinny, I 100% agree with you, and it goes back to what I was saying as well. And I'm only thinking, even though I'm thinking it was a different player, I'm thinking about the period of time before McManaman left to go to Real Madrid on a free, right? And all of our gameplay was through McManaman, and it's almost as if, I know, speak about me, there was not an appreciation of McManaman until he went to Real Madrid, and we realized, you know what? Every single game he was playing, the team was built about one player, and if he wasn't able to unlock, then there was no outcome for Liverpool. So I agree with you, Vinny. We almost have to. Football's good in a way; it can be over saturated, but for me, I'm just going to say humbly, I'm just going to be comforted with being able to appreciate what we've seen from Mo on the TV and what I've managed to see from him in real life. And I appreciate you, Mo. And Mo, I know you're tuning into the show anyway, so bless up to you, sir.
So
you know what? Maybe on his last day, maybe on the last game, we'll get to really, maybe our tune will change in that last game at Anfield. Maybe we'll truly see how he's felt. Because even I must admit this, and we said this last week. Do you remember when we said, you notice he started touching the badge and holding the badge when he scores now? And we said last week, is that him saying goodbye? I think that's now the reality.
Why are we going to wait till, like, who's that? The last game at Anfield, what? I think we got Palace 25th of April. Why are we going to wait until that last game just to say, well, we've been able to see a legend in our real life? That's bananas for us, man.
I just think that's human nature.
Yeah, it is. It is human nature. I'm going to be devil's advocate and a bit harsh here because I think sometimes I just like doing that. I also think, as great as he's been, I think he's also been, for a large part this season, a tough watch. It's been tough to watch him.
This season,
definitely.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, definitely. It's been tough to watch. But even if I'm being honest, even there's been other moments where fans have been screaming, "Oh, take Salah off, man. He's doing nothing. Why is he always playing?" Like, this guy is people, he's been brilliant. But I also feel, like you said, there's been a lot of overexposure. So I just feel like if this season carries, yes, the recent games he's improved a little bit, but I think the fans are ready for him to move on. I generally
100%.
That's where we're
and you know what? Watch this, Doctor. Right? I'm actually gonna be quite thought-provoking as well, and I'm gonna say this because I agree with you. Right? If we think of any of the players that have made the transition from our club, the last season or seasons they've been there, it's happened. When Robbie left, he went to Leeds and he came back, wasn't the same. When Barnes left, he wasn't the same. When Maka left, he wasn't the same. Jan Molby wasn't the same. Grobbelaar wasn't the same. Owen wasn't the same. So we, like what you're saying, there's a lot of players that have been the thing. But all right, even Torres. That last season before Torres went to Chelsea, it was disheartening. So I agree with you.
But you know what, Doug? I think you've hit on a point, as you mentioned. I was thinking about it. Because of the club being, I guess there was, we spent multiple years in the wilderness, right? So we were accustomed to seeing players hit a high standard of football at Liverpool and then want to move on in their peak. Suarez, Coutinho, Torres, for example. Whereas Mo's like probably one of the first ones who we've seen his peak be at Liverpool. So then his declines also so we might eulogize over. We wanted more, right? Because they left to go somewhere else at their peak. So maybe with Mo, it's just a natural life cycle. Like you said with the Barneses, where he's not quite as bad as where Barnes became for obvious reasons. But I just think that I think most fans is like, Mo, you've been a legend, but it's time.
100%.
Okay, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Mo Salah. We are gonna get on to Brighton game.
Do we have to?
beforehand. I'll bet you any money. After we beat Galatasaray, we're now going to turn around and put in a totally inept performance against Brighton. And so said, so bloody done. Like,
Artie, you called it, and I think what was so interesting, right, with the Galatasaray game, it seems like, and we mentioned on previous shows about there's been a lot of transitions this season. So whether it's to do with player personnel, whether it's to do with injuries, whether it's to do with formations that Slot is looking in, right? 4-2-3-1 has been our default. Slot has played 4-1-2-1-2, which is a diamond, and the 4-2-2, which is the box, quite a lot. When we played against Galatasaray, we played a 4-1-2-1-2. And then for me, it was interesting to see what formation Slot had set up when we played against Brighton, which was the box. We know that Ekatike came off early. So, yeah, we played the 4-1-2-1-2 against Galatasaray. The box against Brighton, in my opinion, there wasn't really much difference in terms of the way we actually approached the game. Because I think Grav still played. So who played against Galatasaray? Ali played in goal, right?
Yeah. It was Mamardashvili and Cody were the only changes.
All right, wicked. But then in terms of the way that we actually set up, whether it was the 4-1, whether it was the 4-1-2-1-2, which was a diamond, or the box, Arnie still hadn't changed the way that we actually played. We just seemed to be.
There was no energy, man. No intensity.
There wasn't any energy, but even I'm thinking, even with the Brighton game, right? Because I know this is what we're touching on, RT. That the first goal that Welbeck scored was the ball that got whipped in from our left-hand side, and it should have been Konate that should have got. And I'm just thinking in my own head, right? So it should have been Konate that should have got it, or our Jordan goalkeeper, and then Welbeck scored the goal from that far post. How on earth does that happen? It's just disheartening.
Because you shouldn't have. Number one, the player should have been closed down from crossing the ball. He was very lethargic trying to get to him. He was very poor. Man was just. I think it was Verts. Very, 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 very casual. Going towards him like. You're letting a man ping a ball into the box. Poor. Very, very poor. And that's what I'm saying. The intensity that we showed against Galatasaray, man was hungry and getting in people's faces, quick time, closing them down.
Mainly only in my eyes, only because Osimhen came off with his arm injury. Because I don't know whether Van Dijk.
We were playing like that before he came off, bro.
No, but I'm saying even though Osimhen came off early, I still don't think Van Dijk and Konate would have been ready for Osimhen's injury with his arm injury. But going back to what you were saying, RT, right? To know that Brighton played a formation that we usually play. They brought Rob back from Germany, right? And Milner, who's older than every single player in our club. Milner was playing like
older than everybody in the league.
That's what I'm saying. He was playing like prime Makalele. How on earth were we able to be moved up like that?
Dead.
Welbeck just showed our defense no respect, man. None at all.
What was you gonna say, Vinny?
I don't think we showed ourselves respect. Let alone that first goal was an embarrassment. When I saw it, I'm like, what are these lot doing? They're so inconsistent. They're so mediocre, right? And it is that term now. We can't move away from it. This is a mediocre setting right now. Because you can't go from beating Galatasaray, in the week, in the way that you did, to then go lose to Brighton. And that's why I asked the question in one of the groups I'm in. Are Brighton better than Galatasaray right now? I don't know. I personally don't know, right? But that showing on the weekend was a joke. It's a mediocre. Something needs to happen. All right, because let's keep it real right now. We are not going to go on any sort of consistent run of
No,
winning games between
no,
now and the end of the season because
Nope.
we haven't had it since they lost that first game after winning 6 or 7 games at the start of the season when we were barely getting through those games. It's mediocre and it's going to continue to be mediocre. Even if we won the Champions League, it's still a mediocre season. There's big alarm bells here. There's big red warning lights
mm,
at this moment in time.
Doctor.
So for me, I was, as I said, looking at can we replicate the Galatasaray performance? I know there's been lots of talk about the tactics. Finally, Slot got the team right, the tactical, the shape, the box, the two forwards. And I guess, yeah, I was pleased that he attempted to stick with that system. In hindsight, it's interesting, right? When you get what you want, you don't realize that you don't want it. In a sense of, in hindsight, I wish he did change system because that system worked because you had Hugo and you had Mo, and Mo's brilliant in that right half space. Hugo's brilliant in that left half space. So having them as that two split strike force, perfect. The moment you lose Mo, you don't have anyone else in the squad who can replicate what he does in those same areas of the pitch. So that's the first thing. And then the moment Hugo then comes off, in my opinion, you just can't stick with that system. You had to change the system. I thought Curtis was an appalling sub to bring on only because we then went from having two forwards to one forward, and that forward being Cody. I was just like, we had no outlet, we posed no threat, there was no pace. If he had brought on Rio, for example, or even Chiesa, even one of them, then we would have still maintained a sense of threat. But I'm saying we made them look incredible. Like Dunks look like what Virgil used to look like, and Dunks poor food. Milner at 40, killing our. I'm like, what am I watching? And it's not like Brighton are on levels. I know they've been on a good run of form of late, but this, it's time, bruv, innit? The fat lady sung in a few different genres now, innit? She's done a little soca,
bruv.
she's done a little
She's
soca
singing like Whitney out
compilation,
here, bro.
opera. She's done everything. It's time. That was awful. That was genuinely awful. Genuinely awful. And our players got
AMEX
moved up.
was abysmal.
Yeah.
Awful, mate. Absolutely.
And do you know the mad thing is, right, in terms of how I'm feeling at this moment in time? Even when Klopp's first season, when he had a team which was nowhere near the capabilities of what we've got now in terms of talent, I never felt like this. So to me, that is saying that's big alarm bells because the talent is there, or it appears on paper like the talent is there. But we've seen this happen at other clubs, you know. Let's keep it real. We've seen it happen at Chelsea. We've seen it happen at United. We've seen it happen at Arsenal. We've seen players come in and it's looking like, Brad, you know what, good players to bring in, but it don't fit. It don't work. And I just don't know. I don't know. Because they're so mediocre, it's easy to turn around and say, yeah, the manager's got to go. But I'm actually concerned about the fact that if the manager does go, right, what message does that say to the players? Because we know players can get like, they can develop their own little culture and seizure mentality, isn't it? So the next man comes in, and if they don't like the next man, right, are we going to see more of the same? This is a very, very critical time for Liverpool when they're in challenging positions, in positions where they can compete.
Like Keane says this a lot on Sky Sports when he's been killing the Man U players, and they talk about the coaches and be like, yeah, but the players. And I think this is the point. Slot, I think we all agree he needs to go. Some think it more passionately than other people, but in general, most of the fans is like, yeah, man needs to go. But you'd like to think that independent of your views on the manager. You've got a level of integrity of your professionalism. And I mean, Kirkes didn't need Slot's tactics for him to put it on the line in that game. Kirkes was able to perform in terms of just energy, intensity. Not to say that because he scored the goal, but like there's been lots and lots of debate about Frimpong. Yeah, lots of it. Why Slot playing in right wing? Is he a right back? Is he a winger? All these types of questions. Frimpong being taken to the cleaners by Minter, I don't think had anything to do with Arne Slot at all. Nothing. And I think this is where we've got to be critical of Slot, but also got to have the perspective to say some things aren't Slot. Frimpong being taken to the cleaners is not Slot. He was taken to the cleaners because he hasn't played right back for about 5 years. And this is something that when people are cussing Slot, oh, why is he playing to Bosley right back, and why is he playing the midfielder right back and the right back on the wing? Frimpong has not played right back for about 5 years. When Frimpong was a right back, he was playing at Celtic. He was not this amazing right back. He ended up at Celtic. His career did a 360 when he was moved to wing back and he started playing wing a bit more, and he split his time between those two positions. For Holland, he plays on the wing. You saw why he doesn't play right back, because he's getting skimmed. It was shocking to watch. That's not on his slot. It's because Frimpong is not. He hasn't risen to the pinnacle of football for his defensive ability. Like, take him to task. If he's not faster than you defensively, it's trouble. You saw it. And then what made it even maddening for me is they take off Minter, bring on Matoma, and Matoma's looking like flipping prime Johan Cruyff. Killing. Everyone's getting killed. And I'm like, how am I watching Brighton with man who are killing, man? And then to make it worse, they're bringing Belieber off the bench. I'm saying, now, what am I watching? Yeah. We just spent £500 million. We got no depth. Nah, I was vexed. I said, no. Everyone needs to go. Everyone. Slot, Mo, Hughes, Frimpong, Isak. Bear man need to go. Bear man need to go. I said, nah. Sorry. And every minute Frimpong's getting into a duel, his hairband's falling off.
Yeah.
He's then having to every minute. He's on the floor, hairband falls off, picks it up, puts it back on. I'm like, brother, I beg you stop the winger, innit? Leave your hairband and stop the winger. Like, help me out. All this. Now, I watched Minter post-match, yeah? I said, look at this. The Brent who has killed us hasn't even really got a trim. Yeah, you can't even really call what he's got a trim. I wouldn't surprise if he's doing it himself. My man's got no riz. He's got no tattoos, no little fancy hairstyle. My man's barely even got a trim. But yet, the man who's been destroyed is spending 10, 11 times picking up his hairband. I said, yeah, this team, whatever's gone wrong culturally needs to, no chance. Because you can't be getting skinned as a fullback and you're spending your time picking up everybody's hairband. Nah, bro. Nah.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. It says Scott, he's a prick, but he has been handicapped by injuries. Can't hide that fact. And that he had a January transfer window. He did not use it.
I don't even think that would have helped. I think there is a virus in this club. And I don't know who the virus is. It could be a number of people, but there is a virus in this club because the way they're performing week to week, you know what I mean? If I'm on blood pressure tablets, I've got to increase the dosage. It's just too much. And that's what, and like I said, I got to the point where I'm actually not surprised. So it's not actually affecting blood pressure in that regards, because it's like, oh boy, okay, we lost.
Yeah.
Am I even surprised?
Yeah,
that is not good.
Credible.
When you're looking at it like that, you're not.
Is it the players not working or the manager not being able to bring the best out of the players?
I think it's a mix of both.
I think
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
I think it seems like he's lost the dressing room, right? I think that seems like a safe thing to say based on how they're performing. But still, you like to think, even if you've lost faith in the manager, there's a certain level that you should be able to show. And yeah, that Brighton game, I was just like, nah, like we're getting dominated by James Milner. I'm like,
great player, great player.
Milner. I was like, we watched Milner in his last few seasons for us. We were just like, I can't be seeing Milner playing in 2023. It's 2026, and he's killing us. And I'm saying to myself, Wirtz, you know how much I rate you, Wirtz. You know I've been singing like your praises for the last 3 years, but brother, you cost 160 million pounds. Slot might be useless, but you've got to show a level, bro. Like, where is these man's levels? Frimpong, I can't cuss too much because, like I said, he's not a right back. People have seen it. Like, but I'm like, these men need to start. As I said, everyone needs to go at a certain time. And I never thought I'd say this, but there was a story in the papers this week. I thought to myself, I'd bring back Nunes. I would bring back Nunes. I never thought I'd say that.
No, you're going too far.
No, he ain't gone too far. He ain't gone too far.
Doctor,
he's not gone too far.
In fairness, remember Nunes can only play certain games because Benzema's playing or like the league game. So is it Nunes can only play?
I'll bring him back. £30 million. I'll take it. I'll tell you what.
That's blasphemy, man.
Nunes,
no, it's not. It's not blasphemy. It's not blasphemy.
Different game.
It's not blasphemy. It's a different game.
Don't do that, man.
No. He's talking true. Even I have to say it. Right?
Everyone knows how I feel about Nunes. Everyone knows how I feel about Nunes. But Nunes on Saturday, it's a different game. At the very least, he's going to physically outmatch their centre backs. They can't handle him physically. At the very least, they cannot handle him physically.
But is he going to But watch this though.
But he's not going to score.
What's right?
He might not score.
He's blocking our windows in our house,
and he's going to give them something to think about.
And he was playing in Brighton.
Blocking our windows. He ain't scoring.
Nunes might miss, but he's going to beat an out.
He will miss.
He's going to hold up the ball.
You know
nothing.
It's not what I think. Look. I think what Doctor's saying. Let me not speak for you, Doctor. Let me speak for myself then, right? But I think what the reality is that Nunes is the epitome of what we're missing in terms of the energy, the fight, the desire. So yes, don't look onto the fact that we're talking about Nunes, the actual physical specimen of a player, right? Although we are, but what I'm saying is what he represents. We don't have that. Last year we're thinking, boy, he's got to go, right? We've got Isak coming in, we've got Ekitike coming in, we've got Wirtz coming in, we've got all these players coming in, and they ain't doing nothing.
Bro,
let me excuse Ekitike from them. Let me excuse Ekitike from them.
Prior to Isak's injury, I was looking like his hip was finished.
Nunes may have the work rate, but he's scoring as much goals as Arne Slot. So that's not the answer.
But you know what is though? Sometimes you just need an out ball. We have nothing. And even if Nunes is just a foil to stretch their defense to then get Rio the ball, he's done something. Wow. If Nunes is there just to be a distraction, to push them back so that we can play and that we can get Rio the ball, he's at least doing. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Doctor, but then we're looking at Heskey attributes. Our club have moved on from that. We need it, Stoney, because these guys we want our number 10 to be scoring goals. We don't want our number 9 to be running lines as well.
I'll take Heskey right now.
I want him to be a gunman. I don't want man causing headache but not scoring goals. That doesn't work for me.
But right now, anybody who's got a bit of this team's got like no testosterone. It's a joke. It's just like, but you might even having sex with your girl right now because you might not acting like you got no libido, like nothing.
Maybe that's what they're doing too much. Maybe that's what's going on.
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're doing too much of.
I don't
Man,
know,
like
man.
they got
I don't
no
know,
libido.
yeah,
None.
it doesn't look good. Hold on, let's see what Chris is going to say. So Mark says no, Nunes. Chris says, you know what? I was going to mention Nunes in the love he gets from the fans because he worked hard and had that attitude, just couldn't hit a barn door.
But the worst thing is, no one's even like we're not even creating any chances to even shoot at the moment. Like,
You lot are
I
going
can't
on,
believe what
you lot
I'm
are going
saying.
on a bit messy now. The man saying bring back Hendo.
No,
Playing
this
well
is
for
you know what?
Ban
This channel at the moment, it feels like we're watching. What's that program on BBC One at the moment? Correction. This feels like we're watching. This is fake news. This is Donald Trump. You guys have infiltrated our channel with AI. Man's talking
I'll
about
say this.
Hendo and Nunes. What's
I'll
going
say
on
this.
here?
You'll get a different reaction from that midfield if Hendo was there, right? You guys might be upset. The world might be upset, but the reality is, we are saying this team ain't got the minerals, mate. They ain't got it. It's not there, and the thing is, no one's arguing it. No one's. Artie's sitting there not saying a word right now. Yeah.
Vinny, watch this, right? Vinny, watch this, right? Watch this, right? If we, I'm just saying hypothetical, right? If we were to play a 4-2-3-1, and we're just saying hypothetically, if Hendo was to come back, right? So at the moment, our midfield could possibly be Ryan, Mac, and Dom. Which of those three are coming out for Hendo coming in? Possibly. And we're just saying hypothetically.
McAllister.
Mac, okay.
Do you know what it is as well? And I think I said this a few weeks back.
Okay.
We don't even have man even doing like tactical fouls. Like you run past the man, I'm gonna pull your shirt. We don't even do that. Let alone a side tackle or win a 50-50 cruncher. Like nothing. These man are playing like, you know what man used to say? Boy, these like that player's got a move lined up because they're playing like they don't want to get hurt. That's what these men play like, bro. It's like they don't want to get
Louis Vuitton footballers, mate. They're all coming up to training, rocking their garms, their bags, their handbags, all this sort of stuff, right? It's got so bad, yeah? It's got so bad that in one of the groups today, they're actually putting out polls and saying, should we bring Klopp back? And people are actually saying yes. And I'm not disrespecting the people who are saying yes. That's just how bad it's got. But we're actually looking to go back, right? This man left us with a foundation to build upon. Such a foundation that you went and won the league, right? And it's gone so wrong that people go, you know what? We'll let's bring him back. How can you can't bring him back?
It now looks
Can't
like
bring him back.
About foundation.
Mate.
Credible said I would have Nunes over Gakpo.
There you go.
And a next man said, bring back, you take Origi over Nunes. And the next man said, we need Ronnie Rosenthal to see us.
Let's not go mad. Let's not go mad.
Imagine Ronnie and Nunes in the same team.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
You know what it is? Sometimes, yeah, you just need people to be a good wingman. Like you need a side man in bare things. You need a side man. You need somebody who is happy. Like you need that Scottie Pippen in it
to do the dirty work.
We've got no Scottie Pippens in our team. Hardly anyone's a Scottie. Like everyone is either superstar status or nothing. And yeah, we're too easy to play against. We're too easy to play against. Too easy. No one, you know, like you said in it. I wouldn't even cuss Verts per se because his work rate off the board is still good for his style of play and his stature. But the lack of intensity when we're defending, how easy it is to get crosses into the box. And don't get me wrong, Slot is mostly responsible for that. I would say that, but it's just bad, man. It's bad. It's bad.
It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, mate. Trust me, it's hurtful.
We've gone from having Dre and Snoop Dogg to Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It's just not the team, mate. Yeah. It's
And do you know what? Do you know what? They've struggled all season, in my opinion, and they've been poor. I'm not even saying the name of the club yet. And I thought that they would actually have a decent season because I thought they did some good recruitment in the summer, but they've been really, really poor, in my opinion. I looked at the league after the last round of games. Everton, who I'm talking about, are 3 points behind us. If they win the next game, I haven't checked the goal difference per se, but they're like Everton. Like I said, I think they've struggled all season. Everton are 1 win away from being above us. Like Everton, and they've been poor, brother. Nah, seriously, this is where we need the Nottingham Forest chairman. He needs sacking bare man. Players will be getting sacked, manager getting sacked. Sometimes you just need a madman to be a madman because this is yeah.
Hold on. You see what a man is saying there. Saying everything that Klopp build next season won't be at the club. Just a washed out VVD and Gomez and an injured Becker. And so there's only one solution to our problems: the Mark Walker step over. Oh my days, we are in a bad way.
Now we are, man.
We are. You know what?
And the thing is, we're actually we're in our 4th season of transition, right? And you need about, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. You need about, I think, a transition period. The maximum should be about 6 seasons, I think, in terms to get your squad right to move forward, to be challenging consistently. So we got 2 more seasons to get this right.
Nah, man, we ain't got no 2 more seasons, bro. I can't be sitting down on this for 2 more seasons. I'll tell you that much.
But it takes roughly that period of time. If you look at the teams what had prolonged success in the league, right? Man City being an exception. If you look at Chelsea and Man United, they all went for about a period when they went transition. They went about 3 or 4 years without winning the league till they won it again.
Yeah, but Chelsea went for about 100 managers, bro.
Yeah, granted.
You're never going to get no proper consistency like that, for me.
Mate, it's just bad, isn't it?
I personally feel, listen, the major issues for me is recruitment. If you have got that kind of P, you need to look at your key areas and you need to say, you know what? All right, a number 6, a dedicated number 6, world-class number 6 is needed. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. That helps your defensive problem massively. He does a massive job in front of your defense. And then you always obviously you need a centre half, and you know that you need wingers to supply your strikers, man. You've got to.
So that comes back to Dots's point, what he's been saying for weeks about recruitment.
Yeah.
About the whole the structure of the club.
That kind of money, and you do not get a DM.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Grab is not that guy.
It doesn't make no sense. You know what? Grab is a stopgap. That's what he is.
Yeah.
That's not his natural position. He was a stopgap, and it worked well.
Yeah.
You then need to write. All right, then well done. He's done that now. So now, all that time he's there, I'm identifying somebody who's going to come in and take that role and make it. You know what I mean? It's like I just don't get it. I don't get it.
You know what? It's weird, right? And I was thinking this with the Elise thing, and I won't talk on Elise per se too much, but more just like the broader point. Last season, we signed a lot of players who were universally rated. A lot of players that our rivals have got worried about because they know these guys. They know about Isak. They know about Wirtz. Hugo had a bit of buzz. Frimpong, people know about Frimpong. Kirkes as well. But when we've made really iconic signings over the years, no rivals really worried. No one worried when we signed Mo Salah. Apparently, like he was a Chelsea reject. Mane, Man U could have signed him the previous season, but the board didn't like him. Apparently, they thought he was too ugly. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. Anyway, or like he didn't have like the marketing potential to say a Memphis Depay. They weren't the people that had that stardust. No one bat an eyelid like when we signed Luis Diaz. And it's got me thinking of, we need to stick to what we do best. And that is uncovering absolute diamonds, but they become diamonds at the club. This whole signing superstars, iconic players, for me, I'm not sure that's the way forward, isn't it?
No, you're right. You're right, Doctor. Because you know what you're saying there? And this is what I think helps fit in and gives us that something extra. Because when you uncover them at the club, they learn the Liverpool way.
Mm.
And that's a difference. Your output is different. You know what I mean? The way you look at the club is different. When you come as a ready-made superstar, ready-made baller, it's different.
And I think this is why I'm on the fence with Elise. And I'm saying, and maybe I'm a bit embarrassed as well, but I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to sign Elise. There's apparently a release clause. Let's say it's £100 million. Basically going to say we're going to have signed, that would be 4 attackers who are close to £100 million. Like, I'm a little bit embarrassed by that.
And still not got a DM.
But and the worst thing is, it's not even working as they attack. We're just like, at least say 400 million. So if we were to put Hugo left for argument's sake, we'd have at least say it's cost 400 million pounds. Works in the 1,060. Isak is a 925. Hugo was a left winger, 80 million pounds. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think you touched on something. I feel like a lot of the time, Doctor, I'm maybe old-fashioned and traditionalist. I liked what Klopp used to do, where you bring in the players and make them mega stars.
Yeah.
This buying mega stars thing it's a culture shift, and the worst thing about it is that it's not working so far.
Yeah.
Like Isak coming in, I don't know. I hope I'm proved wrong next season, because my spirit ain't taken to it, mate. I'll be honest with you, at all.
If the club lets Slot go in the summer and it's Alonso in, first season Alonso as a project manager, and then we are looking at another 4 seasons for Alonso too, but is from on the squad.
Yeah, and I don't even think Alonso's the answer. I don't think Alonso's the answer, because he ain't going to change. His football style is not going to be very different from what Slot's doing. What you got to hope for is there's a little bit more intensity what he does. But I think the style of football is going to be very similar.
Yeah.
You need someone like Enrique, but to get him out of PSG...
Right, gentlemen. Well, I must say, once again, it's been a massive blast. It's International Week this week, so at least we got a break. We can't say we lost this weekend. One weekend, we can't say we lost. And as of tomorrow afternoon, I am off up to Liverpool for this Legends game on Saturday, where you got Kenny Dalglish and Klopp managing the team.
Boom.
Some of the players in the team will be Gerrard, Martin Skirtle, Dirk Kuyt, Ryan Babel, Pepe Reina.
Nice.
I heard someone mention Cinema Pongole. I'm not too happy about that.
Joke.
Yeah, serious. Someone mentioned Cinema Pongole. I'm not too happy about that.
What about his brethren, the Talek? Do you remember the Talek? His brethren?
Anthony the Talek. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Listen, Artie, I know this is probably one of the first few seasons I haven't managed to go up for one of the Legends game. I think it's going to be an amazing experience. What stand did you manage to get your tickets in?
Oh, I don't know. My brother bought the tickets. I don't know.
Well, either way, the experience is going to be amazing. I think the last 2 seasons, I've managed to go up, but the experience is going to be good, RT. you're gonna enjoy yourself, man. It's gonna be good.
Right. Nice one. Nice one. So, Doctor, thank you very much, sir. Once again, VW.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Stoney. Well,
Thank you very much for hosting. And once
No
again, I'm
problem,
just saying,
man.
look, everybody just tuned into the show. Even though I know we are currently at the middle stage of March, put this in your diary. The 11th of April 2026 at 3 p.m. Get down to Cranford Community School. That's Cranford High School. TW5 9PQ 3 p.m. Jamrock Super Vets versus Hampton Rangers Vets.
What?
RT, you know what that's about.
The cup
Get
final?
down there. No, it's not the cup final. The cup final's on the 9th.
I was going to say.
We're saying our next league game, get down to Cranford. If you haven't got anything on the 11th of April, get down there and support RT as our gaffer to support our team.
Yo, I forgot to mention as well, brother Stoney as well. Last Saturday, we played in a semi-final, and we won it 4-0. So we are, yes, right, we are in a cup final, gentlemen. And that is going to be on the 9th of May at Ashford, 11 o'clock kickoff. So if you can make that, come down and support the boys. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, let's bring this one home, man. See if we can
100.
do better than Slot. Anyway, and then boys. Peoples, we'll see you next week. Give you the update on the Legends game and all the rest of it. So peace, and we'll catch you lot next week.
Take care.